Now we will look into elimination reactions. Elimination reaction, as the name suggests, involves the removal or elimination of atoms, right, from the same carbon atom or from the adjacent carbon atoms from an organic molecule, right. So as we know that any reaction is a reaction between a substrate plus a reagent. Here the reagent is your alcoholic KOH and substrate is your organic molecule, which we'll study in mostly in organic chemistry, right. We'll be looking into alkyl halides, right, when we'll talk about elimination reactions, right. This would be alkyl halide, right, mainly primary and tertiary alkyl halides, right. So like I said that a molecule would be atoms or groups of atoms would be removed from the same carbon atom or from the adjacent carbon atoms, forming an organic compound that contains a double bond, right. That means the compound that gets formed is an unsaturated compound because it contains a double bond, which is an alkene. It's a unsaturated compound, and the reactant would be a saturated compound, right. So just notice how what all changes, right, are happening when a saturated compound changes into an unsaturated compound with respect to hybridization, with respect to bonding, right. Here a single bond is converted into a single bonded molecule gets converted into a double bonded molecule. That is, a saturated molecule will get converted into an unsaturated molecule, right. And your hybridization, when you look at hybridization, your sp3 hybridized carbon will rehybridize to form sp2 hybridized carbon, right, because we know that alkenes, which are unsaturated compounds, contain sp2 hybridized carbon atoms, right. So let's take an example quickly. Like I said, elimination reactions are those reactions where atoms are removed from same or adjacent carbon atoms, right, depending on whether atoms are removed from same carbon atoms or from adjacent carbon atoms, right. Since I said we'll be studying elimination reactions with respect to alkyl halides, right, there is one thing that I want you to tell, right. If this is the compound, right, alkyl halide contains a carbon atom, right, where this halide ion is directly attached to carbon, right. Carbon atom to which this halide is directly attached is your alpha carbon atom. So as you keep moving in this direction, this is your beta, this is your gamma, right, or 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms, right. Like I said, atoms are removed from same carbon atom. Either atoms would be removed from alpha carbon atom only, or it would be removed from alpha beta, alpha gamma carbon atom, right. So when atoms are removed from alpha carbon atom only, this is known as alpha elimination or 1-1 elimination. When atoms are removed from alpha and beta carbon atom, it is your beta elimination, right, or 1-2 elimination. And when atoms are removed from alpha carbon atom and your gamma carbon atom, this is your gamma elimination or 1-3 elimination, right. Just remember this. Now let's first take example of, and this is the most important type of elimination, when atoms are removed from alpha carbon atom and beta carbon atom, right. This is your beta elimination. Let's first take example of beta elimination. Right, this is your compound, right, that in presence of alcoholic KOH, right. Let's take this here. these atoms, hydrogen and chlorine, would be removed from adjacent carbon atoms, alpha and beta. It resulted into the formation of alkene, right? And this is your beta elimination, because the second atom, or the second atom which is removed is from your beta carbon atom, right? And this hydrogen atom which is attached to beta carbon atom is your beta hydrogen atom, right? Now the other type of reaction, let's say, is your alpha elimination. Alpha elimination, where elimination would be somewhat of this type, right? This is your first carbon atom, so atoms that are removed would be from the same carbon atom, first or your alpha carbon atom, right, to form an intermediate, right, which we call as your carbene, right? This is carbene. This is a reactive intermediate, right, which will further react to give you stable products. Other is your gamma elimination. In case of gamma elimination, let's take an example. Right, here you have Br, here you have Br, right? So this is your alpha carbon, this is your beta carbon, this is your gamma carbon. Atoms, that is bromine atoms, that are removed are from alpha carbon and gamma carbon. So this is your gamma elimination, and gamma elimination will result in the formation of cyclic products. Right, this is your cyclopropane, a cyclic product, cyclic alkane, cyclopropane, and this is your 1,3. This is your 1,3 dibromopropane. Right, so based on the atoms removed or eliminated, you have alpha, beta and gamma elimination. This is the most important elimination reaction, beta elimination, right? Just remember one thing, that here you have sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Here the carbon atoms are rehybridized to sp2 carbon atom, right, with the introduction of a pi bond. Now you have a pi bond here, and this is an unsaturated alkene. Now elimination reactions are of two types, right? Elimination reactions are of two types, E1 and E2, right? Here E1, E stands for elimination, 1 stands for your unimolecular, that is elimination reaction that depends on one molecule only, right? That is, the rate of reaction depends on one molecule only. When we say E2, that means bimolecular reaction, that is, its molecularity is 2. That means the rate of reaction depends on two molecules, right? Two molecules, that means the substrate and the reagent. Let's first take E1. 1 means E1 reaction, elimination unimolecular, right? Elimination unimolecular, here the rate of reaction, since in elimination reactions we have substrate which is an alkyl halide and a reagent, right? So in E1, rate of reaction depends on your substrate molecule only. We'll see what we mean when we say rate of reaction depends on substrate molecule only. And in E2, rate of reaction depends on your substrate molecule and your reagent, right, which is your OH, this case. Now let's first look into E1 reactions. E1 reactions are mainly undergone by tertiary halides. Tertiary halides are those halides where your halide ion is directly connected to a tertiary carbon atom or a 3-degree carbon atom, and a tertiary or a 3-degree carbon atom is that carbon atom which is connected directly to 3 other carbon atoms, right? Like this. You can see this is a tertiary carbon atom which is connected to 3 other carbon atoms directly, right? Now we'll see how it will undergo elimination to form an alkene, right? That means this will undergo a beta elimination, right, since it is forming an alkene. So E1 elimination reactions are 2-step reactions. First step would be ionization of alkyl halide, that is tertiary halide. Second step would be attack of reagent, right, on this cation, right, on the carbocation, right, to form alkene, right? We'll now see how it works, right? This is important, right? E1 and E2 both are important. So first step is your ionization of tertiary halide, right? It will form this, right? Now this is your slow step, right? This is your slow step. Now second step is that the reagent will attack this beta hydrogen atom to form an alkene. This OH, right, this will attack this beta hydrogen atom. This is your beta carbon. Hydrogen atoms attached to this are your beta hydrogens, and this is your alpha carbon atom. Right, now it forms an alkene. Hydrogen is removed from here, it will form CH2. This is your alkene. Now here one important thing to understand is, I said that E1 elimination reactions are your unimolecular. These are unimolecular. That means it depends on the concentration of rate of reaction of E1 elimination reactions depends on your concentration of substrate, that is alkyl halide only. Why? Because if you look at this reaction, this is a 2-step reaction. First step is the ionization of alkyl halide, where it will form a carbocation, right? Now this ionization step is a slow step. Second step, I said, is a fast step, where beta hydrogen would be abstracted by the reagent OH to form this alkene, right, to form this alkene. And this is a fast step and this is a slow step, right? And we know that rate of reaction always depends on your slow step reaction. Why do we say that rate of reaction depends on slow step reaction? It's because suppose your reaction, actually the reaction completion depends on the slowest step, right? How? Suppose your reaction consists of 3 steps, right? Here it consists of 2 steps. This is the fast step, this is the fast step, but this is the slow step. Like here you have a slow step. Now since I said that rate of reaction, speed of reaction, or the completion of reaction, we may take it like that, depends on the substrate, concentration of substrate. And the concentration of substrate, when we look at here, substrate, the ionization of substrate, first step is the ionization of substrate, which is your alkyl halide. This is a slow step, right? Now these 2 steps will get completed first, right? But still this reaction would not be considered as complete unless this step is completed, right? When the slowest step will get complete, then only the reaction will be considered as complete, right? So here the rate of reaction right? The speed of reaction will depend on the slowest step, because once the slowest step is completed, then only we can say that the reaction is getting completed, right? Speed of reaction depends on the slowest step. Fast reactions will get completed soon, right? It's like, suppose in a factory, some parts, if you are suppose in a mechanical factory where the parts of a bike are manufactured, while there are two departments, say these two departments 2 and 3, right, are fast, right? They are completing their works fast, right, before first department. But first department has such a work that it has to work slow, right? So the spare part that is getting manufactured in this first department will take time, but these two departments will complete their work fast, right? Or the spare parts that are getting manufactured in department 2nd and 2, right, will get, suppose we get spare parts from 2nd and 3rd first, because they are fast, but the bike cannot be assembled unless we get spare part from department 1, right? So once department 1 will complete making their spare part, then only we can take all the spare parts and assemble the bike, right? So here the completion of bike depends on the first step, right? Once this is completed, then only the bike can be assembled. This is how you can understand it. Now let's look into the second type of reaction, E2. E2 elimination reactions are your bimolecular reactions. That means the rate of reaction depends on your alkyl halide as well as the reagent, right? It depends on the concentration of substrate as well as the concentration of reagent, right? And this is a E2 elimination. This is a single step reaction, right? Like this was a multi-step, two-step reaction. This is a single step reaction, right? So let's see what we mean when we say single step reaction, right? In this single step reaction, right, suppose you have right, this is your alpha, this is your beta. So this would be a beta elimination reaction, right? And in the single step only, in this step only, both your reagent and your alkyl halide will take part, right? And this is the leaving group, right? X, which is halide, like Cl. This is your leaving group. So everything will happen in the same step, in the single step only, right? So the attacking species, this is an attacking species, attacking reagent, right? The attacking reagent will abstract a proton from the beta carbon, right? I'm sorry, it should not be like this. X should be here, like it's a beta, sorry, right? X is always at the alpha carbon in alkyl halides. This is your beta hydrogen, this is your beta carbon, right? So this reagent will abstract proton from the beta carbon, right? And at the same time this halide ion will also leave, right? So a proton from the beta carbon from here, right, would be abstracted, right, resulting in the simultaneous release of the leaving group. This will also leave simultaneously from the alpha position, from the alpha carbon atom of the substrate, right? So this is your reaction, right? I just repeat, E2 is your bimolecular reaction, where the rate of reaction depends on the substrate as well as the reagent, right? And this is a single step reaction, since I said that the rate of reaction depends on substrate and the reagent. In the single step only, both substrate and your reagent will react. The substrate will abstract a proton from beta carbon, and at the same time simultaneously this halide ion will also leave, right? This halide ion will also leave to form the product. Right, so product would be CH2 double bond CH2 ethene, right, and eliminated atoms would be HX. Sorry, here you have 2, right? So here you have got an unsaturated compound, right, when this H and X are eliminated. So these types of reaction where halogen and hydrogen are removed, here also and here also are eliminated, we call these reactions as dehydrohalogenation, right? These are important reactions. We'll do this in haloalkanes and haloarenes as well. Dehydrohalogenation. D means removed, hydro stands for hydrogen, halogen stands for your halogen atom. So D means removed hydrogen and your halogen. What is happening in this reaction? These are your dehydrohalogenation reactions where your hydrogen atom and your halogen atoms are removed, right, from the adjacent carbon atoms, right? Remember, these are dehydrohalogenation reactions. These are important reactions, right? Remember this by name, right? And I just explained what this name means. D means remove, hydro is hydrogen, halogenation is for halogen, right? So dehydrohalogenation, removal of hydrogen and halogen. You can see here hydrogen and your halogen is removed in this elimination reaction, and here also, right? I hope this is clear. Just remember the type of this classification of elimination reactions based on the position of atoms removed, right, based on the positions from which these atoms are removed, alpha, beta and carbon, right? Gamma. Alpha elimination means atoms would be removed from the same carbon atom, right? Beta means from the adjacent carbon atoms, from alpha carbon atom and beta carbon atom, and gamma elimination means the atoms that are getting removed is from alpha and gamma carbon atom, right? Then you have two types of elimination reactions, E1 unimolecular, E2 bimolecular, right? And the example that we have taken is the example of dehydrohalogenation reactions, right? E1 is your two-step reaction, E2 is your single-step reaction, right? And remember, the rate depends on the substrate only in case of E1. In case of E2, rate of reaction depends on substrate as well as reagent. I hope this is clear. Thanks.